Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today here on Clean Valley Farms. I am JT Bear, and today we are going to take a look at those elderberry cuttings that I was sent by Permaculture Prepper. Thanks again, big guy, really appreciate that. I will try and put a link to the channel in the doobly-doo down there, the description below. But he graciously sent those to me so I could add them to my semi-permaculture garden, which, as some of you may be realizing, has turned into something of an addiction for me. I just can't help myself, but that's okay because Shox is enabling it. She's totally cool with it, and the garden is growing. So if you watch the main channel, the JT Bear channel, then you are aware that I picked up 4 more shrubs that need to be transplanted into their semi-permanent homes in the buckets, we'll say. Hence, it's a semi-permaculture garden at the moment. And here are those elderberry cuttings I was talking about. How awesome is that? Sending somebody else in the YouTube community you know, a long-term source of food. That's what it's all about, people. You know, just helping each other to succeed. So, once again, massive thanks to Permaculture Prepper. For now, I've just got these soaking in some fish water, trying to give them some basic nutrients and see if we can get some roots starting on them. These just arrived yesterday. I am going to mess with them a little bit, but they are going to go into the aquaponics. Got some other transplanting I need to do first before I can do that. But got some trimming to do here too, don't I? Alright. Definitely going to have to move some of these Indigo Rose tomato clones before there's anywhere to even put those elderberry cuttings. Hence, they're sitting in fish water for the moment. Alright, holy wow, it heats up in here fast. It's doors wide open. I've got almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit here, so... But the important bit is I managed to clean up a little bit of space where those tomatoes were. Not quite sure if it's going to be enough, but we shall see. There's always the shed in the box too, right? So 2 of these I'm going to put in just like Permaculture Prepper sent me. And I was just checking, and of course, excellent job. Thanks again. He put a nice angular cut on the bottom there. I might refresh that cut, but that is all I'm going to do to these first 2 before I plunk them in. So I've got the first one in there. I just kind of pulled back the aquaponic media until I got down to the water level and plunked it in. Nothing special, into the water line and hope for the best. Now for the others. This one here appears to be just sort of a short stem. So I think we're actually going to put this one into some soil in the shed in a box with the water beneath it. We'll see how it does there. Alright, a nice thorough soaking. And I'll pour some into the bottom there because these other ones could use it too, I'm sure. Oh yeah, I was going to put some iron in there. Next time. You'll be fine. So those are the Haskapberry cuttings. Seem to be doing okay. Speaking of the semi-permaculture garden and all that, a couple of these might actually make it out to the Permaculture Pirate location. They are doing pretty good. These 2 up front in particular look like they might go. That's not today's video though. Alright, elderberry. And then there was 3. Alright, so one of these I'm going to put into my mini DWC bed. It's at a constant height, but it's constantly refreshing the water that's in there. So that's effectively the same as when you put a cutting into a jar and let it sit, except it's getting new water. There we go. Once again, sort of unceremoniously, just plunked right in. Taking the majority of the dead stuff off the top there, but I'm hoping to see some perk up in that in the next few days. Now, this third one here, the more I think about it, the more I think I'm just going to take his advice and leave it whole, plunk it right into the aquaponics. So we can go with those first 2, I'm guessing. So there we are, 3 nice long elderberry cuttings in the main aquaponic system. 1 in the secondary aquaponics in the deep water culture, and 1 in soil in the shed in a box, staying nice and moist. I'm cooking in here. I gotta get out of the greenhouse. Let's check out the front yard and take a look at the shrubs that I got and I desperately need to transplant. Alright, so I found a nice shady spot in the yard. Here we have our 4 new shrubberies for the permaculture garden. 4 shrubs, but 3 varieties. I got a blueberry, 2 gojis, and I finally got a Saskatoon berry, which are apparently also service berries and June berries. So cool. I love the comments from you guys. I love the constant learning. Anyway, here we also have 4 buckets whose previous occupants didn't exactly make it. Lots of growth in here, but it's all volunteer. Like we got some sunflowers, what a surprise, and just, yeah. unnecessary plant. So these guys are going to get recycled for the shrubs. And conveniently enough, one of them is painted. So, since the blueberries apparently require a more acidic soil, I think I'll put them in that one so I can remember it's the one to mess with. Aha, apparently this was supposed to be yellow bush beans. I have had no success with beans. Don't know what it is with that, but alright, weeded the bucket out and let's get started on the smoky Saskatoons. Oh yeah, love me some Saskatoon berries, I tell you what. I have to say, I'm really enjoying how well these little stakes just clip right onto the side of my buckets here. Makes it so much easier for me to remember. They're all labeled. Alright, let's pull this thing up and see what we get. Interesting. I was expecting it to be a little bit more root-bound. Why do plants from the nursery always seem to have this root-bound look on the top? It's very interesting. Alright, I'm going to dig that in, get it out of the air, and we'll take another look. Well, now that I've got that all planted in there, I'm starting to look at it and think to myself, there are two distinctly separate stems in there. Should I have separated those? I don't know, y'all can get back to me and let me know what you think. But generally I'm inclined to get more plants and therefore more fruit, so I'm already kind of leaning towards, I see a replanting for these in the future. Let them get all their stress dealt with at once, and then they can grow happy from there. So I guess next we're going to go with one of these Goji Berries. Did buy two of these. I was very, very pleased with the price. You know, berries look very interesting. Everybody says they're a superfruit, they're ridiculously expensive at the store. These guys look good. I think, however, I might try separating some of these right off the go, because I do have two of them, so there's a backup plan just in case. Alright, well, kind of a rough way to deal with the plants, but one-handed, right? What do you do? Up we go. Alright, I'm going to have to two-hand this and dump it out. We'll get right back to you. Well, this one does look like it has roots that go all the way down. I'm going to try and bust it up a little bit and see if I can separate a couple of plants out of this. Alright, well, I fiddled with it a little bit and massaged the root ball and stuff to try and spread it out, but I don't think I'm going to be separating this, just stretching it a little. So here we have the second of those Goji Berries. You can see it's got a lot of little shoots coming up inside, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to try and cut some of those and clone them in the occupants. And I'm just going to leave this one as is, pretty much. Top up the bucket and it's good to go. Last year's potato bucket. This year's Goji Berries. Well, probably a few years Goji Berries now. Alright, coming along nicely. Much different look to the two Goji Berry bushes just because of the way they got planted. I'll be curious to see which grows better. There's my Saskatoon. I don't think I'm going to get to the blueberry today. I'm going to take the time to do a little research and find out how to make a proper quality, slightly acidic soil. And then it can go into the green bucket over here. Well, I think that's it for now. It's getting really hot out and the neighborhood's getting kind of active. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this little visit into the semi-permaculture garden that I am growing. Another one of my little addictions. Holy, first the aquaponics, now there's this semi-permaculture thing, and pretty soon we're going to be getting into adobe construction because I've been looking into that and it seems to go well with the whole permaculture thing, and dirt's pretty cheap as a building source. So yeah, look for a future video. Mad about mud, fired up about clay, I don't know, but we're going to be talking about earth and construction techniques and styles and things like that. So cool. Thanks for joining me today, everybody. Have yourselves a fantastic day.